Hey everybody, Jason Ryan here from iAnimate. How's everybody doing? So in today's little snippet, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to do facial for an action shot. So we have our character here, Ethan, and he's doing all this kind of running and jumping and swinging from doorknobs and landing on counters, and I want to be able to do my facial, right? Now I've already keyed in my facial, but I want to be able to track it and be able to polish it. So what I want to do is basically be able to attach a camera to his head, almost like a GoPro, and that way I can kind of see all the controls and the character's eyebrows in relation to his cheeks and to his mouth, you know, going through all the extremes, right? So how do we do that? We create a new perspective, okay? New perspective right there. And then I'm going to show the character's controls, okay? And I'm going to frame in on his head like this, okay? Now, you can see all the character's controls there, which is great, right? But if I just kind of pick on a control and then go to the next frame, it jumps right out, right? So I need to be able to find a way to get the character's camera to stick to his head, right? So this is our perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and view, select the camera, and I'm going to flatten the camera, right? So I'm basically going to make the focal length 100. Okay, right now the focal length here was 35. That's the usual default lens. So I'm going to make it 100, which will basically flatten out his features, right? So if you see it right there, you can see his controls and they're kind of flattened out, right? Which is perfect. And we have the camera selected. And then what we're going to do is select on the character's head. Okay, I'm just going to move myself out of the way here so I can see. And there's the character's head. And then we're going to go parent it. Okay, so edit. Go down to parent. Now make sure that the preserve position is turned on. Okay, so parent. And now when I run through, all the controls are there, and it's basically like a GoPro, which is perfect, right? So now what I'm going to do is tear off a copy of it. Okay, so we have a copy of that, and then I'm going to go back to my audience camera, right? So the audience camera is here. This is what we're framing for, what we're actually posing to. Okay, and then if I just go through, now I can see all the sort of the extremes of the action, and I'm ready to go ahead and break down my shot, right? So I can see, like in here, if I'm going to go from this pose, you know, through to this pose, maybe I can push this pose a little bit further, you know, because I want to be able to see that nice squish right there, right? So select on the character's eyebrow, pick on his face picker there, and then I can pick both eyebrows together and then make it a little bit further down, right? So I can go further down and then start to come back out of it, right? And then in here, it's gonna come to this pose, but maybe I can push this pose a little bit further. So I can go ahead and pick on the eyes and then go ahead and do like a scale from the base, make it a little bit further, right? So it really looks like he's shocked, you know, and going into that pose right there, right? And then if I look at the mouth, you see, yeah, the mouth's actually working okay, but maybe we can get a little bit of a stretch out of it. So I'm just going to pull that down a little bit further like that, right? And then as he's going into this pose, I want that to be nice and fast, right? So make sure that, okay, yeah, the eyes are basically doing what we want them to do, right? So they're basically going from 41 and then snapping over like in 2 frames, which is good, okay? And we don't really see the other eye, so that's fine, okay? We want the eyes to go before the head, which is perfect. All right, so I'm going to continue on here. That's our trick for today, and we'll see you again next time. All right, take care, guys. Bye.